I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, he's out.
Yes, sir.
Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out. And
He's steaming mad.
He is out.
Swung, fly ball deep left center. Grissom on the run. Yes! The Atlanta Braves have given you a championship.
Auburn going after it. Here's a good snap. It is blocked. It is blocked. It's followed a run. It's followed a run. He's going to score. David Wagner has scored. And Auburn is tied the game.
It's good! It's good!
It's good.
It's good!
It's good.
It's good!
Van Tippen has won the ball game.
Alabama has beaten Auburn!
I'd like for the people to remember me as being a winner, because I ain't never been that much a winner.
Welcome in to another edition of the Total Chad Sports Podcast. We are at number... Are we wrong? Did we do that wrong? Did we do 87 last time and I just didn't change it? We're at number 88. We're at number 88 on the list. Now, the title says number 87, but I had copied from earlier and put the beginning part, but didn't change the number. So it's not 87.5. It's not 87 and a third, 87 and 3/4. It's number 88. We're at number 88. And if you've been listening to the podcast, watching the podcast ever since it's been on YouTube and Twitch, which you can hit us up on youtube.com/@CoachGrizzle or twitch.tv/@CoachGrizzle. Or you can do youtube.com/@CoachGrizzleTV. Twitch.tv/@CoachGrizzle. Right? Did I say it all right? I think so. Hit us on all social media markets, outlets, places, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, straight flexing, all the places you can hit up the Total Chad Sports Podcast. We're very excited to be able to get on for about an hour and talk the latest that's going around college football, because that seems to be all that everyone likes to talk about. The Atlanta Braves, the MLB, and the Trash Pandas, of course. The Trashy Pandas, as it is in the title. The Trashy Pandas. It's early. Just like the Braves, it's early. Calm down, everyone. Got some also minor league baseball news. Still trying to get a Klingstons hat. And every time that I purchase it on the internet or I try to purchase it on my phone, it doesn't work. So I'm going to have to call them and maybe make a purchase on the phone. Because this is ridiculous. I want to get a hat just like this, but with Klingstons. But it's sold out, so I have to wait. So I'm trying to get a hat like this one. This red one. But with the Klingstons on it. But it's black. Gotta put that up real quick. Put that back. So, trying to get that. We have also other Klingston news. Because they are a Braves affiliate. We have to talk the Braves all the time, because it is the Total Chad Sports Podcast. But if you want to talk any other teams, you may. That's why we have the live chat. It's right here. It's always there. You can be involved in the chat. You can be involved in the podcast. Whether it's today, tomorrow, yesterday, 2 weeks that you watch this podcast. You can hit us up. You can be a part of it. We're still trying to get some guests. We're trying to figure that out. We're just trying to get at least to 100. I think by episode 100, we're going to at least do some guests. Because it's kind of hard for me to make a schedule. Really, it's just easier for me to just sit here and talk and have it recorded, and then I just play it like it's new. But then it's going to sound dated. You're not going to enjoy it. And at least I've been pretty damn consistent. I label the times I'm going to be live. I make sure I post it on social media. So if you do follow us, you'll find it on the Facebook page. You'll find it on the Twitter page. That's why you got to follow me. That's why you got to follow me. You got all this fancy stuff right here. Every day. Not grok. Not possibly a bunch of women going into space. A lot of people think it's fake, just like the moon landing. You can see I retweeted the Braves dominating the Blue Jays tonight. Austin Riley destroying the ball. Going long twice. Sean Murphy going long. Grant Holmes pitching a gem. It's nothing but Brave stuff. Oh, there's Kev Kimble. Guess what? It's nothing but Brave. Kimble. Craig Kimbrell. Craig Kimbrell. Craig Kimbrell. The pride of Lee High School. The pride of this area. Coming back. Making the Klingstons roster. He'll be a striper in no time. They'll need him. They're gonna try to. I feel like they're gonna do a little experimenting. I mean, Bummer was looking pretty spotty tonight in relief. Luckily, the Braves were able to score 8 runs. Watch tomorrow. They're only going to be able to score 2. You can't have this hot, cold, hot, cold. You can slump a little bit really early, but you got to stay consistent. And I guess they are consistent. Hot, cold, hot, cold. That's consistent, right? No, it's not. The Braves got to figure it out. But like I said, you got to get big wins out of these on the road series. Didn't do it in Tampa Bay. Got to turn it around right here against the Blue Jays. I mean, flat out, it was a great game by the Braves. Got some hits out of everybody pretty much. Out of De La Cruz, Harris didn't hit. You got a walk out of it. Fairchild, no hit. But you only used 2 pitchers tonight. We're able to get a win on the 9-8 Blue Jays. They're 5-11, 2-9 away. But like I said, get about even. They get about even in the All-Star break. That's 2021, baby. They're 44-44. Can't even make that up. It was like the year they had to win it for Hank. Everything just aligned. The stars got to align. How about the Angels? The Trash Angels out west. I keep calling them the Trash Pandas West. I'm still getting that to catch on. At least I live in the area and I see these players over here. I can't be some, like, special baseball enthusiast or influencer or whatever you want to call and get special treatment from people that I don't even know. That I'm not even a fan of the team. I'm sorry that I actually follow the Angels and talk about the Trash Pandas West and talk about the Angels out there and how hot they're playing right now. They got like 30 home runs in like 15 games. And guess who's on that roster and should be an Atlanta Brave? Jorge Soler. And of course you got, and then another guy, of course, Darno, you should be a Brave. Still should be the backup. I like Drake Baldwin. I get it. They're trying to see what the young guy can do. But Sean Murphy's got to stay hot. Ever since he's had those glasses, it makes everything a lot better. He can see better, I guess. He's just raking. But just absolutely crazy right now. Everyone just needs to cool their jets. Everyone just calm down. Just calm down. Calm down. Just calm down. All right? There's no reason for it. It's way too early in the season. We're 16 games in, which I'm trying to go to I'm going to at least try to go at the end of the month or sometime in the middle of May, end of May. I really want to go at least twice before, and I want to go in the summer. I definitely want to go in like June or July. So I want to see a series. I want to go for a weekend or just go for that, like, go the night before, stay somewhere, and then go in the morning and just hit up the town. Hit up the town. Go crazy. I just want to see. I want to see what's fun. We care about anyone else. Anyone else got any questions out there that's in the chat? You want to talk about anything else that's going on in the MLB world? Let's see what the standings are looking like. Yankees still up top in the American League East. Toronto's half a game. Detroit. Who would have thought Detroit would be 10-6 right now? Do you think which team between, I'll say this, because the Reds were second, they're tied for second with the Cards. Do you think the Tigers will finish worse than the Reds? I think they will. I feel like the Royals or the Guardians will figure it out. Nobody wants to, everyone wants to crap on the Braves being 5-11. They're starting to win games. They're starting to figure it out. Still have the White Sox who are awful. The Twins who are awful. The Rockies who are god-awful. They're only 6 games back. They've done this before. The Braves have done this quite a few times. Being a Braves fan, you should be used to this. The East is the most competitive right now. Now, the records aren't great. The Central is the Central. I'm sorry, I still can't take it seriously. Milwaukee, surprisingly, 8-9. The Reds are 8-8 in second, tied with the Cardinals. But the Cubs, who just beat the brakes off the Dodgers, are playing outstanding right now. And like we said last week, their run differential is huge. They're at plus 43 now. Like I said, in years past, when we have seen the AL and their run differential and how much it's just been greatly superior to the NL, this year, it's definitely in the favor of the NL. You've got, let's see, 1, 2, 4, you got 4 teams that are in double digits of run differential. You've got 5, 6, 7, 8. And the Diamondbacks are sitting at 9-7 and 4th in their division. You got 8 teams. In the look at this. Plus 23, plus 18, plus 21. You only got 3 teams with positive run differential. Look how bad the West is. They're just over here beating each other up. Because no one would have thought that the Trash Pandas West would be in front of everyone else in the West right now. Now, I guess we should expect that because of such a young, talented roster coming to the Angels. You got Ron Washington as manager. Mike Trout's healthy. Rendon healthy. The pitching staff is there. Ben Joyce, I think he's on like the 10-day DL or something from some inflammation or something like that. So he's going to be out for a little bit. They've been pretty damn consistent. No one should think twice about what the Angels should be right now. Because it's the West. The Astros are surprisingly bad, but it's so early. And then when we look at the National League, the Mets are just over here trying to be one of the best teams in the NL. But like I said, you got the Dodgers who are sitting at 3rd at 11-6. Like I said, there's going to be probably 3 teams from the West. Possibly from the East. Probably only going to be 2. Like I said, you might only get 1 from the Central. But those 3 top teams in the West, they're all going to beat each other up. The Giants seem to always do this. They start hot. They win 100 games. They choke on sauce. The Mets, they play the Braves. They choke on their own vomit. They're playing really well at home right now. Positive away. Like I said, the run differential's there. The Braves are starting to creep their way back up, sitting at -12. They're not the worst. They're not the worst when it comes to run differential out of all the other teams that are ahead of them. And you got all these teams in the AL that are surprisingly bad too, and they're going to beat each other up, and they have negative run differentials. But that's where the Braves have to start figuring it out. The runs have to happen. Your pitchers can give up 3 or 4. That's the new age thing. That's the thing about the universal DH. It's been happening in the AL all the time. We sit here and talk about how we love the longevity of pitchers back in the day, but the AL for the longest time was sitting there playing against DHs, and guys could give up 4 or 5 runs and still get the win. Because their lineup somehow would score 8 runs or 4 or 9 runs or 10 runs. And the NL, we're over here like, oh my God, the pitcher's batting? I liked that aspect. I think they should just do that universally anyway. Let the pitcher bat. How about this? When you take a pitcher out, be kind of fun. When you take a pitcher out, he has to bat in the lineup. That would be stupid, but because you'd have to figure out who he replaces, whatever. We know we're just a joke. We know we're not stupid. We're not that stupid, okay? But give me. I mean, I would like to see Max Fried hit a home run again. I remember when Mike Hampton used to sit there and just lean back and just go. I mean, it's fun. It's a lot better because the thing is we're still gonna get a lot of these games where guys are getting beat. And they got to put in a utility pitcher out there. And he's just getting beaned. So, let me get the pitcher back out there taking a bat. Because some of these guys are athletic. Some of these guys were good in high school and college. Let them get a bat again. Let them somehow get a bat. That would be kind of cool. All right. So, we're going to talk about... We finished about the MLB talk. But we have to talk about something else. And we have to talk about how I feel like living here in this city, we have some of the craziest situations that happen to some of our semi-pro teams in a way. Granted, our hockey team, the Havoc, lost on home ice to the Evansville Thunderbolts, is that what they're called? That's sad. It's kind of crazy that they still have to play in a small little venue because Disney on Ice makes so much money in this town. So, I mean, it's Disney. It's Disney on Ice. I mean, it's amazing. It is going to make a lot of money on a random 4-night thing or 3-night weekend or whatever it was. But every year, they make the playoffs, they host, they have to play 2 games in a hockey barn. Now, granted, it's been renovated. They're apparently building another rink or something like that. People are sitting here trying to defend it and all this other stuff. No, it's not the same. You fans can be loud all you want. Quit trying to think that it's going to make any difference because you're loud in a small little venue. It's not. It's different when there are over 6,000 people yelling, screaming, going crazy. And you've got music playing, and you got the surround sound, and you got everything building up. It's a lot different. Quit telling me it's the same. It's not. You are rowdy fans. Nobody cares. But the fact that they have to play in basically a barn instead of their actual venue is just a little crazy. And then we always made the joke about the soccer team going to PKs. We were at the game, the home opener. We call them the HCPKs. That came from a student that goes to my school. I'm going to steal it from her. HCPKs get the dub against Philly. They go off and play, what's the team? It's just drawing me a blank. They always go out there and friggin' beat them. Who do they just play? How am I drawing a blank? They won 4-3 in PKs. Again, on the road, Crown Legacy. There we go. This is the team that they played at the beginning of their ever team home opener. Best team in the MLS Next Pro, and happened to beat Crown Legacy again. So they beat Crown Legacy this year. And where did it go to? PKs. And in true soccer fashion, it ended in a 1-1 regular time tie. So granted, teams get 1 point. Huntsville City got another point for winning in PKs. And now they're sitting at 6th. I want to say that's in the East. Because I'm looking at the standings on this thing. And yeah, it's Group A. So it's Group A and Group B. But it's the East and the West. They're sitting at 6th. Let's see what it is overall. Let's see. If they're sitting at 6th, I would say they're 10th or 11th overall, maybe. Let's see. There's no way they're that much better. They're at 15th? I guess. Oh, yeah, because overall record. Let's see what it looks like. Let me go back to conference. Chattanooga over here, sitting at 4-1. Brand new team. They got a great fan base, too, by the way. All right, so they're sitting at 7th. So they've got the second to last, technically second to last playoff spot. Let's see. How many points do they have? That's all about points. They have 7 points. So, yeah, they're sitting behind a lot of teams. No wonder they're 15th. But they're in the East. So they're 7th in the East. They got to keep winning. Just win some games. Win some games. Quit going to PKs. It's a win, but it's not a win. It's a tie and a win. So again, tying and winning in true HCFC fashion. Can't wait for Dog Night, by the way. That's Saturday. No, Sunday. That's Easter. They're playing Chicago FC 2. Sunday at 6 o'clock. Dog Night. Gonna take the bird. Bird. Gonna take the bird. Hi, bird. She was sleeping. She's probably excited. There is, what was it like? It was like May, like late May. That is like the first Dog Night at Trash Panda Stadium? At Toyota Field? What? See me at Dog Night Sunday at the soccer game. Still got to get a ticket, though. There's still plenty. And there's like a discount. It's like a no fee. You don't have to pay the fee. That's what's up. It's like for the next 3 days. So if you're going to go into the game locally, there's no fee for like the next 3 days or 2 days or 1 day, whenever you watch this. All right. We're going to finish up with Trash Pandas, and we're going to get into college football talk. How about the Trash Pandas? On Saturday. Of course, they split the doubleheader on Friday because it rained on Thursday. Split the doubleheader going to Saturday. All right? Saturday, 5-1 loss. Watched most of it on TV. We've talked about this before. Chris Harris added to the broadcast with Josh Carey. Absolutely great. We talked about it in the last podcast. Absolutely great. Professional. Sounds amazing. They flow together. Chris brings the facts, and he's very energetic in his wording, in his verbiage. Makes Josh really pop off that, too. So, just a round of applause. Just a great job. Just a great job by both of these guys. They're both professionals. And it's great to have him. I would love to see Chris do most of the Klingston series. That'd be really cool. That'd be really dope. Let him just sit there and do the whole Klingston series. Talk about both teams. And we said, speaking of Klingston's, Craig Kimbrell coming back, it would be dope if there was a Craig Kimbrell night playing the Trash Pandas. Now, granted, you would hope as a Braves fan, maybe he's back to his old self, can help out the bullpen, all that kind of stuff. But hopefully the Braves don't pull him up too early, that maybe you can get a series out of that or get a game or two out of that, of being able to watch Craig. Because you say Craig's going to pitch on, let's say, Tuesday or Wednesday, that is going to fill up a normally somewhat slower night. And you say on a Friday, Saturday night, he's going to do that, it's going to be out the wazoo. People are going to come watch him. Especially here locally. So it'd be really cool to see that. But speaking of the Trash Pandas, and Saturday rolls around, they happen to fall 5-1. Well, little do we know, they recorded, the Trash Pandas recorded, from all their pitchers, 17 strikeouts. Do you think they won? Nope. Did not get the dub. They lost, because I already said it right before, 5-1. Moron. They lost 5-1. 17 strikeouts, and they lost 5-1. Then Sunday happened. You know what happened Sunday? They recorded another 17 strikeouts. Do you think they got the dub this time? Nope, they didn't. They lost 2-1 in the 10th. They gave up, or they recorded 34 strikeouts in 2 games and lost both games to the Knoxville Smokies, who they cannot, the Trash Pandas just cannot beat Tennessee teams. It's just always a great series between them, or Knoxville clobbers them. But man, looks like the pitching staff's going to be really good again. They're going to have some gems come out of the woodwork hitting. Cole Fontenelle, of course, hit for the cycle. First ever by a Trash Panda. That's amazing. He hit that on Tuesday. But you got a lot of guys. They're going to come. Guzman, Cole Fontenelle, Tucker Flint, Christian Moore, Mac McCronsky. We've already talked about these guys. There's going to be some Caden Danas. There's going to be some Kyron Parises. There's going to be some Zach Nettos. There's going to be some Logan O'Hoppies. Miles Emerson. Christian Moore, who knows? He could be that Zach Neto or Kyron Paris. Depending on where they need him. Zach Neto's coming back. He's still rehabbing with the Bees. I don't know if he's back yet. Miles Emerson, Mac McCrosky. I don't need a catcher right now. Maybe an outfielder. Calabrese gets called up. Tucker Flint gets called up. Who knows? But it's just crazy how these teams just have these crazy outcomes, crazy situations, just craziness that is Huntsville. Because, I mean, with the Trash Pandas, those two series, right, or those two games right there, that speaks volume. This is the same team that lost 7-5 in a no-hitter and lost. They lost 7-5 in a no-hitter. There we go. Did not give up a single hit. I think they hit a batter, walked some guys, passed ball, and lost 7-5 in a no-hitter. It's just crazy. And I'm trying to get another hat, but I can buy one at the store. So I'm going to go to the store, but I'm trying to buy a Klingston's hat, and it's not working. So I got to call him. I think I got to call him. I got to figure it out because I really want a Klingston's hat before the series is over here. Because I never got a Mississippi Braves one. And I really would have loved to get one, but I'm sure that they'll have it. They'll have a throwback night, and they'll have it back again. I mean, you can go to the Trash Pandas. I'm sure they have it at Columbus. You can go to the Trash Pandas, and you can actually buy one of the late-era Stars hats. I mean, I have one. It's in my car. I don't think I have it in the house. Pretty sure it's in the car. Because it used to be with the hat situation over here. But really, we got the Alabama hat with the elephant. The A's, because we don't have them. They're not really here anymore. They're the Oakland or the Vegas A's. And then, of course, you have the Trash Pandas hat over there, over on top of the tri-green or whatever it is. So, we'll see what happens. I would really like to Man. The next series is next week. They play the Barons. Who do they play right now? And I say, did we say Montgomery? Are they on the road? Yeah. They're on the road at Montgomery. I'd like to see that game, but it'd be kind of a drive. I really want to go see a Birmingham game. I need to go on like a Friday or Saturday night. Go to a Birmingham game. Because I've never been. Let's see here. I think we're done on the baseball talk. Let's get to the college football talk. So we've got about 30 minutes, and we're going to hit on this day in history. So, talking about college football. In the news a couple days ago, or yesterday, or 3 days ago, or whenever you watched this, it was a couple days ago when I'm talking about it right now. Nico Iamaleava. It's Nico Iamaleava. People can't say his last name, apparently. Iamaleava. Nico Iamaleava. That's the best pronunciation. That's the most consistent pronunciation that I've heard about his last name. He gone. He's not with Tennessee no more. They weren't going to pay him the crazy amount of money that he think he owes or he wants or whatever. It's a joke. College football is a joke now. Just go ahead and call it NFL 2. Players do not care. Granted, you can sit here and whine and bitch and complain about how coaches can leave. They're the ones that put these rosters together. They're the ones that have the coaching staffs that are around them that get paid a lot of money as well. And they win championships with the roster that they have by putting the plays out there and putting the people in position to win. They also have a way to get tutors, and these kids have tutors and all these other amenities to help them finish school, which is the point of college. And granted, you can sit here and say that it doesn't matter what they do because they're just going to go on the NFL. Well, the majority of them aren't going to go on to the NFL. The majority of them are going to get a degree. The majority of them are going to be some legacy so somebody knows them down the road and it's going to help them with a future business. They're trying to get a degree. It should be about the college. It should be about tradition. It should be about all these things. That's the reason why you see how bad Alabama was when they started creating that stupid-ass Lank thing. And everyone had to be all on board for that dumbass Lank thing. That's a stupid iPad kid thing. That's a stupid YouTuber thing. That's a stupid Twitch streamer thing. That's some stupid skibbity toilet talk. That's some stupid brain rot garbage. Granted, I like that players and everyone now has a podcast. But man, you have got to get off the cell phone. You got to get off social media and you got to go out there and play. It trickles down all the way to high school too. They care about rankings. They care about where they are in the standings. They care about all this BS. Instead of going out there and upsetting somebody and beating somebody. And staying consistent and getting better. Instead of complaining about what other people have and what this person's ranked or what they're ranked or whatever. But the fact that Nico thinks that he's worth all of this money and that there are other teams interested and apparently Dan Lanning from Oregon told on them. And then all of a sudden everybody loves Josh Heupel. Because he said no to this guy? And then apparently 24/7 doing like one prediction thing or whatever, one draw the hat. They think he's going to 100% go to North Carolina. Is that because they're going to throw the bag at him? He's going to make like $6-7 million? Is he worth it? Damn no. Are his backups worth half of it? Maybe. You give them $1 million each or $2 million each. That's his whole bonus. That's his whole signing thing right there. But I've also heard that he skipped out on a lot of things. He wasn't consistent. There was a lot of failed promises. I don't think he's worth it. I never thought he was worth it in the first place. I thought he was all hype. Now, granted, he'll probably be a camp arm. He'll probably end up getting drafted. He'll be a backup for a long time. Who knows? Anthony Richardson's going to be in the NFL for a while. He's still in the NFL, surprisingly. Justin Fields is still in the NFL, surprisingly. Kyler Murray is still in the NFL, surprisingly. Baker Mayfield's in the NFL, surprisingly. Still in the NFL. Nico could do that. Nico could go to North Carolina or somewhere and play pretty consistent for an entire year and get drafted. Maybe he's got to get another year out of it. Maybe. I don't know. But I don't think he's worth the headache. I don't think any other team should want to pick him up, especially after that whole situation. And don't sit here, like I said, and complain about him. He blah, 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 blah. Let's coaches flip-flop all day. Because this is ridiculous. We can't, the NCAA can't control it. People can't control it. And teams are going to, there's going to be more of this. We've already talked about this. There's already been more. There's a situation with the dudes from New Mexico. I mean, there's going to be other players that are going to do this type of thing. We're sitting here changing everything about college football because it's slowly turning into the NFL. And we sit here and talk about players opting out or players being able to transfer and go away. Blah, 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 blah. Well, he can't go to another SEC school and be eligible because it's the spring. So, I don't know why this wasn't handled earlier. May have not have been as big a deal if they handled it earlier. Because it's so late, it's gonna be as bad as it is. So I don't know. I mean, everybody seems to be hitting the transfer portal. Everybody seems to be changing everything about college football because it's not college football anymore. These guys are employees and they should be getting paid probably more money and there should be contracts. Speaking of the transfer portal, a local guy here from James Clemens, Gio Lopez. Or did you go to Bob Jones? Was it James Clemens or Bob Jones? I think it was James Clemens. No, Florence. Yeah. Let me look this up real quick, just so I know. Because I think it was, I keep saying all these teams, but yeah. Okay, he's Madison. I think it was James Clemens. Yeah, let me see. Because he beat the crap out of Grissom one year. And I want to say it was a James Clemens. Yeah, okay. James Clemens. I knew I was right from the first go. I said the right team the first time. And I said, speaking of the transfer portal, he's down in South Alabama. He's in the transfer portal. He recorded 2,559 yards. This is from ESPN. He had 25 total touchdowns as a redshirt freshman last fall and immediately emerges as one of the top available quarterbacks in the spring portal window, which runs through April 16th through April 25th. Don't think he's going to go to any Alabama school. Because I feel like that Auburn and Alabama have pretty, if not the number one guy, and then quality backups. Let's see. Would enter transfer was one of the few available quarterbacks with previous starting experience, joining fellow pastors Brendan Sullivan of Iowa, which he is going to transfer, of course, and then Zach Gibson of Georgia State. So that North Carolina and Wake Forest are two schools that low and maybe compete for the job. But we don't know who's going to get out of the job between Julian Sand and the other guy at Ohio State. Gunnar Stockton's obviously going to be the quarterback at Georgia. And then LSU is, I don't know that situation. I haven't paid attention enough to care. That's good for him. Local guy. We talk about local sports. We talk about local people. Gio Lopez in the transfer portal. Good for him. Good to see what he's going to be able to do. Basketball news and Alabama news. Jaron Stevenson and Darren Reed. Darren Reed. They're both in the transfer portal. Jaron Stevenson's allergic to rebounding, though. He likes to be open and shoot threes. He's allergic to rebounding. Stevenson's going to North Carolina. I don't think Reed has picked anywhere yet. Let me see. Darion Reed. Let's see. Did I say Darren or Darion or Daron? I think I said Daron. Darion. Let's see. Did you pick anywhere yet? It says 5 landing spots for Alabama forward. Let's see. This is from DVM Sports. Let's see. BYU, Florida. Let's see. Tennessee. This is what this guy's saying. All right, I don't see any more. Anyway. That one wasn't very good. Trying to find out where all the other ones were. So, yeah, Tennessee. That was only 3 teams. That was only 3 teams. He's in the transfer portal. What Nate Oates, what Hall & Oates, what Nate Oates has done in his time at Alabama, it's pretty damn good. You can sit here and dog him all you want about not winning the thing or anything like that. But he's put guys in the NBA. He's gone to the Final Four. He's gone to the Elite Eight. And in the last 2 years, he's had like 5 guys transfer that all played in the postseason. Like last year, he had like 5, 6 guys transfer, all playing some form of postseason basketball. Then he makes the Elite Eight this year with a brand new like travel ball roster and has a few consistent pieces in between. And makes the Elite Eight and then has 2 more transfer. But then picks up 2 big transfers of his own. So, Nate Oates, you can sit here and talk about how what the roster looks like, blah, blah, blah. He'll find some gems. He'll find some diamonds in the rough. And he'll turn it around and make it good. Talking about changes in college sports and college football, the 8A game. How about this from Nick Kelly, who was at the Alabama 8A game? Have you seen this? This is what it looked like, and it was like people up here too. This is what it looked like when Saban was the head coach. Now, granted, last year this was obviously with Kalen DeBoer, but this is what it looked like, plus all of them up there when Saban. The first year Saban was the head coach, they had to turn people away. Now, we want to sit here and do a dumbass practice, and it says 8A 2025, and you see what you see here. This is Shula era shit. This is when I could go to the game for free. I mean, you can. This is, I think it's like money now, $5 or something. Like, I think they actually have to pay a ticket too. This is when I went and my cousin was playing. And they had a ton of walk-ons. And everybody could sign it through Coleman Coliseum. Now he's like, you got to wait 4 hours to meet Ryan Williams. It used to be like that too back in the day. It's just we don't talk about it enough. All the popular players, of course, yeah. Everybody wanted Brody Crowell's autograph. Everybody wanted John Parker Wilson's autograph. Everybody wanted Tyler Watts' autograph. It's going to be there. It's going to happen. But the fact that that's what that crowd looks like because it's an 8A practice, and granted, Auburn and Alabama both had an 8A practice, and then Ryan Grubb's over here talking about Ty Simpson right now, tomorrow would be the starting quarterback. But you also got Austin Mack, Keelan Russell. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Auburn, on the other hand, Jackson Arnold didn't even play in that 8A game. And you got 2 guys. Might be the guy, might not be the guy. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if Deuce Knight, the freshman, Ashton Daniels from Stanford, or Tanner Bailey. That guy was a junior transfer from Gordo, Alabama. Was over at South Carolina. Obviously, we think Jackson Arnold's going to be the starting quarterback. It's Hugh Freeze. What has he done with quarterbacks in the last few years? Peyton Thorne was trash. Malik Willis was the best quarterback he had in the last few years. Maybe. Maybe he should have ponied up some money to Diego Pavia. He might do a lot better than Jackson Arnold. At least he can throw it a lot better than Jackson Arnold and can run. He's not just a runner like Jackson Arnold. But here's my proposal. Here's my proposal on the 8A game. Stop making it a practice. So you don't have situations like this. Stop making it a practice. And just, if you want to make it a scrimmage against, bring in Troy. Bring in South Alabama. Bring in West Alabama. Bring in Mobile. Bring in, I don't know if Mobile has a team. Bring in UNA. Bring in Jacksonville State. Bring in Alabama A&M. Bring in Alabama State. Am I thinking of other teams? Is there any other teams I'm thinking about? I just don't remember. Is there any other? UAB. Bring in UAB. Bring in a team. West Alabama would be cool. Scott Cochran and all that stuff and former players. Bring in West Alabama. Let West Alabama play against you. You don't have to go hard. But at least make it like an old 8A game where guys are tackling. Or maybe guys aren't tackling. You just let them run off. You don't tackle the quarterback. It's already NFL 2. Just make it like a preseason game. Sell tickets for damn straight. Whatever. Sell tickets. Make it free. Whatever. But I think it's a great way to get other teams in the state involved. And then guys can see that game. Because normally we want to see that as a game instead of seeing them play Western Carolina or Eastern Kentucky or whatever. Or the Citadel. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see them lose to Northern Illinois like most teams will do. And I have seen that. I witnessed that. Michael Burner Turner. I mean, it was there. Just make it fun for the fans. Give it something that they're gonna enjoy. Because that would be my proposal. Sell tickets, play an in-state team. You don't have to play anybody hard. It can be a joint practice like an NFL. You can do it all week and then lead up to the practice, the actual game. You don't hit the quarterback. Just let certain things run and go. But I mean, give the fans something. Because that's not going to happen. And that right there ain't going to help with that NIL. That would. That ain't. So, I don't know. I would have loved to have gone. I tried to go to the Auburn one, but I didn't have time. Actually, I had to end up working. Because Grissom, the baseball team, ended up beating Huntsville. Or, I'm sorry, Albertville. They got to play Huntsville Thursday, tomorrow, today, yesterday, whatever, whenever you're watching this. And I think if they at least win one game, they should be ahead of them. Maybe have to take 2 out of 3 because they got swept. Huntsville got swept by Sparkman. Grissom beat Sparkman 2-1. So they're up 4. Their overall record should be. They're 2-1. They went 3-0. So 5-1. Sparkman beat Huntsville. I think they swept them. So all they have to do is win like 2 games, or at least win a game, and they can lose the last 2. But I don't think they will. So, we're excited about that. We're excited about everything that is college football that's coming right around the corner. We just have a summer and then we'll be back around and we're here again. We're talking this early about spring. SEC Media Days is in July, so it's like we're getting pretty close. April, May, June, July. Only got 3 more months. I only got like 6 more weeks of school. Then I got to do summer school. I only work 4 days a week, so that means I'm definitely going to some Braves games. Definitely going to enjoy that. And we didn't even talk about, we were talking about Auburn earlier. Should be able to go to a few games this year. But I don't know what their secondary is going to look like. Because they got some transfer guys. After Terrence Love, the safety, said he was going to transfer. This is coming from Nathan King. Got to talk to him quite a few times working in the radio business. I don't know what that is. But he plans to transfer. J.C. Hart, the cornerback, plans to transfer. Safety C.J. Johnson also informed the coaching staff he wants to transfer. I think J.C. Hart is a third stringer. Let me see here. And then Johnson is Let's see. I don't know if those are two huge losses when it comes to the other two guys. Let's see. I wonder if they've already kind of taken them off the roster too. They might have. But anyway, the most essential of the trio in terms of production is Hart, a red shirt sophomore cornerback, but he was also like third string. The local product from Lochapoka appeared in 5 games last season with 3 tackles. Johnson did not appear in a game in 2 seasons with the program and is set to re-enter the portal after withdrawals a few months ago. So, they're not hurting in depth. They have Anquan Feggins. They have Eric Winters. They have a Miami, Ohio transfer and Rayon Strader. Blake Woodby as the backup cornerbacks. Kalen Lee and Jay Crawford as well. So they got some depth. They always had depth. They've always had like a consistent secondary. That's the most consistent thing that Auburn has had. I mean, the wide receivers in the last couple of years, yeah. But the secondary and the linebackers have always been pretty consistent for the most part. The secondary has been the most consistent thing for Auburn, and you've had so many different people get drafted or transfer and all this other kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's huge, and to come back with all these talented wide receivers that they have, hopefully Jackson Arnold can get them the ball. Hope maybe Deuce Knight, who knows? But running back too, been pretty consistent. Don't know how they're going to be there. Alabama's got a really good running back this year, or running back room this year. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with them. We'll see what happens with both teams, and we're going to keep up with those updates constantly. Going to get really excited for a lot of the opportunities that I'm going to have at Auburn, being able to go to the games and everything like that. But the fact that I was this close to signing up for the SEC baseball tournament. If it wasn't in Georgia and it was like in Alabama or Auburn or, I don't know, Knoxville or something like that, I might have gone. But it's in Athens, and the only day I could go is Saturday. So I really didn't want to, pull the trigger on that and then just not go. So it was going to be kind of difficult for me. So is there anything else that I may have missed? I don't know if I missed anything else. We've been pretty consistent about this, keeping it at about an hour. We're not going to play any games. We're going to take it early. I got to go to sleep. But we're going to definitely finish off the night with On This Day in History with Coach. All right. We're about to, is this the Ides of March, even though it's April? Battle of Forum Gallorum. In 43 BC, the Battle of Forum Gallorum, Mark Antony, besieging Julius Caesar's assassin Decimus Junius Brutus of Mutina, defeats the forces loyal to the Roman Senate under Consul Gaius Pansa, who is also killed. I actually watched that. The Battle of Forum Gallorum. You can actually find that, I believe, on History Marsh. The coronation of Septimius Severus in 193 AD. Lucius Septimius Severus is crowned Emperor of Rome. You actually can see some Severus is there too, as well. In 627 AD, Anglo-Saxon King Edwin of Northumbria converts to Christianity, baptized by Paulinius, Bishop of York, as told by Betty. In 754 AD, Pact of Querzy, Pope Stephen II and Pippin de Court, King of France, confirmed support of previous peace treaties between Romans and Lombards and laid groundwork for establishment of the Papal States. In 966, Christianization of Poland, Polish ruler Mieszko I and his court is baptized. In 972, Benedictine monk Notger is elected to Bishop of Liege. In 978 AD, Ethelred II is crowned King of England at 10 years old after the murder of his half-brother Edward, possibly arranged by his mother. In 979, challenge to the throne of King Ethelred II of England. In Event of interest in 1028 AD, Holy Roman Emperor Conrad II, the Salic crowns his son Henry III, King of Germany. In 1191, 85-year-old Giacinto Bobo becomes Pope Celestine III. In 1341, sack of Saluzzo in Italy by Italian Angevine troops under Manfred V of Saluzzo. In 1361, Henry of Grosmont, the richest peer in England, is buried at the Church of Annunciation of Our Lady of Newark, Leicester, with the royal family in attendance. In 1434, the foundation stone of Cathedral St. Peter and St. Paul in Nantes, France, is laid. In 1471, War of the Roses, the Battle of the Barnet. Yorkists defeat Lancastrians and kill the Earl of Warwick. I have seen that one. I have seen the Battle of Barnet on History Marsh. Dissolution of the monasteries. In 1536, King Henry VIII, English King Henry VIII, expropriates minor monasteries. In 1544, the Battle of Carinano. It's Carinano. I think it's Battle of Carinano. French troops under Earl d'Aiguillon beat the Swiss. In 1570, Polish Calvinists, Lutherans, and Herrnhuters unify against Jesuits. Battle of Mucurheady. In 1574, Battle of Mucurheady. Spanish forces defeat Davila, and Spanish forces of Davila defeat Dutch mercenary force led by Louis of Nassau. I had to put that over there. All right, Khalsa, the Battle of Khalsa, the Brotherhood of the Sikh religion in northern India, in accordance to the Nanak-Shahi calendar. I can't say that. In 1671, Cossacks capture Russian peasant leader Stanka Razin. In 1756, Governor Glenn of South Carolina protests against 900 Acadia Indians. In 1775, First Abolitionist Society in U.S. organizes in Philadelphia. In 1818, U.S. Medical Corps forms. In 1828, British 18-gun sloop HMS Acorn sinks off Halifax with 115 men on board. American Dictionary of the English Language. In 1828, Noah Webster registers the copyright for the publication of the first American dictionary titled An American Dictionary of the English Language. 1831, soldiers marching on a bridge in Manchester, England, causing it to collapse. In 1886, U.S. Congress forms the territory of Wisconsin. First detective story. In 1841, first detective story is published. Edgar Allan Poe's The Murders in a Rue Morgue, April 1841. 1847, Persia and Ottoman Turkey signed Second Treaty of Erzurum. In 1849, Hungary declares itself independent of Austria with Louis Kossuth as its leader. John Brown meets Harriet Tubman. In 1858, abolitionist John Brown meets Harriet Tubman at a constitutional convention convened in Chatham, Ontario. The Pony Express in 1860. The first Pony Express rider arrives in San Francisco from St. Joseph, Missouri. The Battle of Fort Sumter started today in 1861. The formal Union surrender at Fort Sumter at U.S. Civil War in 1861. In 1862, the Battle of Fort Pillow in Tennessee. In 1863, American inventor William Bullock patents continuous roll printing press. Assassination attempt on William Seward. In 1865, U.S. Secretary of State William H. Seward and his family are attacked in his home by Lewis Powell as part of the same conspiracy to assassinate Abraham Lincoln. In 1865, deadly performance of a twisted actor. U.S. President Abraham Lincoln is shot in the head by John Wilkes Booth at Ford's Theater in Washington. He dies a day later. So he was shot today, yesterday, tomorrow, whatever, and then he died the next day. That all happened today, really. All of those crazy, that's just crazy. All of those events happened in the same, on the same day. Different years, but the same day. That's crazy. In 1868, South Carolina voters approved Constitution, 70,758 to 27,228. In 1871, Canada sets denominations of currency as dollars, cents, and mills. In 1872, Dominion Land Acts passed, Canadians Homestead Act. 1872, San Francisco Organized Bar Association. 1881, the 4 dead in 5 seconds gunfight. The four dead in 5 seconds gunfight in El Paso, Texas. In 1883, Leos Delibes Opera Lamke appears in the Opera Comique and the Salle Favart. I said Favart in Paris, France. In 1890, Pan American Day, First Conference of American States in Washington, D.C. Edison's kinetoscope. Edison's kinetoscope in 1894, first public showing of Thomas Edison's kinetoscope moving pictures. In 1896, U.S. Patent Office issues patent number 558,393,000 to Dr. John Harvey Kellogg of Battle Creek, Michigan, for flaked cereal and process of making same. 1900, Veterans Hospital at Fort Miley forms the Golden Rule Store. 1902, James Cash Penney opens up his first store, the Golden Rule Store, in Kimmerer, Wyoming. Chesbro's first win in 1904, New York Highlanders future basketball Hall of Famer Jack Chesbro, first of 41 wins this season. Pitches complete game and beats Boston Americans 8-2 at Hilltop Park in New York City. Roosevelt denounces the Muckrakers. In 1906, U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt denounces the Muckrakers in U.S. press, taken from John Bunyan's Pilgrim's Progress. 1909, Anglo-Persian Oil Company forms in London. 1910, Pan American Union forms. Taft's first pitch, that happened today. 1910, first ever president to throw out the first pitch. U.S. President William Howard Taft begins tradition of throwing out ceremonial first pitch on opening day of baseball season. Titanic hits iceberg in 1912. RMS Titanic, the world's largest ocean liner, hits an iceberg at 11:40 p.m. off Newfoundland and sinks in early hours of April 15th. Wasn't it like, when did we do the last podcast? Did we do it Saturday? Did we do it Saturday night? Or did we do it Friday night? I think we did it Friday night. So it took 3 days for the Titanic to sink? Is that what happened? Think, maybe. 1913, Belgium begins general strike for voting rights. 1914, Derek Harry plots and isolates the bacteria causes typhus fever at Mount Sinai Hospital in New York City. No skid tires in 1914. U.S. head of Firestone Tire and Rubber Company Stacy G. Karkhuff patents non-skid tire pattern. A's Herpidic is within 1 out of pitching first opening day no-hitter in 1915s. 1915, Dutch merchant ship Katwijk sunk by German torpedo. 1915, Turkey invades Armenia. 1917, Chicago White Sox pitcher Ed Cacotti no hits the St. Louis Browns 11-0. In 1918, Douglas Campbell's in first U.S. ace pilot, shooting down fifth German plane. 1921, Prince Henry opens Rotterdam, Amsterdam, Bremen, Hamburg air route. 1922, Irish Republican Army rebels occupy the Four Courts government buildings in Dublin. 1923, Etienne Omichon sets helicopter distance record of 358 meters. 1925, first regular season Chicago Cubs game broadcast on the radio. WGN by caller Quinn Ryan. Cubs beat Pirates 8-2. 1927, the first Volvo car is produced in Gothenburg, Sweden. In 1928, Mattis Airlines starts first regular passenger flight between San Francisco and LA. 1928, Stanley Cup final, the Montreal Forum, Montreal, Quebec. In only their second season in the NHL, New York Rangers beat their Montreal Maroons 2-1 for a 3-2 series win. In 1930, Billup Berry's play Hotel Universe appears in New York. Second Spanish Republic in 1931 becomes a republic under the overthrow of King Alfonso XIII. Stanley Cup final in 1931. Stanley Cup final, Montreal Forum, Montreal, Quebec. Montreal Canadiens beat the Chicago Blackhawks 2-0 in a 3-2 series win. Canadiens back-to-back champions. Jeu and Font, I don't know who that is. World's Particle Accelerator by Ernest Walton, 1931. Black Sunday dust storm ravages the U.S. Midwest, leading to the region being named the Dust Bowl. I don't know who that is. The Grapes of Wrath in 1939. John Steinbeck's novel The Grapes of Wrath is published. 1940, Allied troops land in Norway. 1940, RCA demonstrated its new electron microscope in Philadelphia. 1941, first massive German raid in Paris, 3,600 Jews rounded up. 1941, King Peter leaves Yugoslavia. 1942, destroyer Roper sinks German U-85 off of U.S. East Coast. U.S. decrypt Yamamoto plans. In 1943, American intelligence intercepts and decrypts a JN-25 message detailing forthcoming visit the Japanese Navy Marshal Admiral Osoroku Yamamoto to Malale Airfield near Bougainville in the Solomon Islands. Results in his plane shot down 4 days later. Assault on Tunis. 1943, General Alexander Eisenhower and Anderson and Bradley discussed assaults on Tunis. 1943, James Gow and Duasos Tomorrow, the world premiere in New York City. Greek Jews to Auschwitz in 1944. First Jews transported from Athens arrive at Auschwitz. 1944, freighter Fort Stikine explodes in Bombay, India, killing 1,376. 1944, General Eisenhower becomes the Supreme Allied Commander of the Allied Expeditionary Force. In 1944, Greek Colonel Venizelos forms government. In 1945, American plane bombs Tokyo and damages the Imperial Palace. 1945, U.S. Marines attack Yaitaki, the tallest mountain on Okinawa's Motubu Peninsula. 1945, World War II, U.S. 7th Army and Allies forces capture Nuremberg and Stuttgart in Germany. In 1948, a flash of light is observed in crater Plato on the moon. I kind of skip a little bit of this. Space dog Leica launched to her death in 1958. That's so sad. No one should ever have to do that ever again. It's one thing if like astronauts are willing to put their lives on the line and do all that kind of stuff. But you're going to sit there and throw a dog up there that has no idea what they're doing, has no idea why they're up there, why they've been abandoned. I mean, that's so messed up. Like, obviously, they had no idea what they were doing, and they just wanted to do it the dumbest way possible. But that's just so sad. See here. First underwater launching of Polaris missile in 1960. Motown's founded in 1960 by Berry Gordy Jr. Music history 1960. Quiet Beatle. George Harrison is impressed by unsigned British blues band The Rolling Stones. The Nixon lifts China blockade in 1971. Reagan rescues the Social Security in 1983. And I think that's Bill Nye the Science Guy in 1993 debuted today. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill. Fucking was amazing. That shit was amazing. Turner Classic Movies in 1994. Turner Classic Movies cable channel launches. Media mogul Ted Turner hosts ceremony in New York City. That was a good channel. So was Turner South, and so was Sports South. Like, all of these channels existed, and I miss them. As crappy as a person, I mean, he's probably not even that bad of a guy, but he's gotten some bad rep in the past, and he's gotten a lot of like scrutiny, I'm sure, for sure. But to bring the Braves to a whole bunch of people, especially me, I mean, I appreciate him. But Turner Classic Movies was actually pretty good. They would have a bunch of old movies all the time. 1996, Detroit Red Wings win NHL record 62 games. Metallica sues Napster in 2000. U.S. Masters Golf in 2020 or 2002. 66th U.S. Masters Augusta National Golf Course. Tiger Woods becomes the third player to claim back-to-back Masters, 3 strokes ahead of Retief Goosen of South Africa. By the way, Roy McIlroy didn't choke on his own vomit and lose in the Masters and finally won the Masters and finally has a triple crown. Finally did all of that right. About time. Now, he did, granted, in regular play choke it and then won in the playoff, but damn. About damn time, bro. All right, let's see. Got any more? The Fate of the Furious debuted in 2017. Jesus Christ. Highest grossing weekend at 532 million. Jesus Christ. I think Coachella's going on right now. Beyonce headlined Coachella in 2018. Great, a bunch of rich kids acting like a bunch of hooligans and acting like a bunch of idiots. Popped up on whatever. They're on their mommy and daddy's money. Let's see. Good there. Let's see if we got any birthdays. Philip III, you remember him, King of Spain and Portugal in 1578. Oh, let's see. We might be rolling down kind of a bit. We're already in the 1900s. I don't see any of these people I know. I'm going through it real quick. Rod Steiger, American actor, in Heat of the Night, pawnbroker, Illustrated Man, 1925. Loretta Lynn, 1932, American country songwriter, coal miner's daughter, Louisiana woman, Mississippi man. Julie Christie, 85th, British BAFTA and Academy Award actress, Darling, Dr. Zhivago, and Away From Her. Pete Rose, 1941, died just last year. That's his birthday today. Rest in peace. Richie Blackmore, 80th birthday, English guitarist. Brad Garrett, you know him. Everybody Loves Raymond. He's also in Fargo. He was really good in Fargo. 1960, he was born in Los Angeles. Robert Carlyle, he's 64, 1961, Trainspotting the Full Monty. That's also the guy, Richard Carlyle is also the guy that plays in the biopic about Hitler. It's like one of his best movies. Like, Trainspotting and the Full Monty, great. Put that as his, like, filmography. The only other movie that I remember him from is 28 Weeks Later. He's the main character in that. But the only other really good movie that he was in, because I've never really, like, I don't remember Full Monty and Trainspotting. Maybe I gotta watch it. But he was in a biopic where he literally plays Adolf Hitler. And it's probably one of the best, like, if you've seen Downfall or if you've seen that movie, and then you kind of, like, see some, like, different types of movies that are trying to do the whole Hitler thing. This is probably one of the best movies ever to depict, like, what he did, how he was, and all that kind of stuff. And he looked kind of like him. Let's see here. David Justice, Atlanta Braves baseball player, 1966. He's 59. Greg Maddux, 1966 as well. Hall of Famer. Born in San Angelo, Texas. Anybody else? Steve Avery, American pitcher. Born in Trenton, Michigan. Adrian Brody. Sarah Michelle Gellar, she's 48. Adrian Brody, though, 52, the pianist in the Grand Budapest Hotel. Sarah Michelle Gellar, Buffy, 1977, she's 48. Chase Young, American NFL player, Washington Commanders, 1999. DJ Moore from the Panthers, remember him, 1997. Baker Mayfield, 1995. Let's see. I like how it says Cleveland Browns. Oh, the number one pick, Cleveland Browns. But it says Carolina Panthers, DJ Moore, Chase Young, Washington Commanders. I think that's it. All right. So we're going to finish it up. Thank you so much. That was On This Day in History. We're going to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching the podcast. Thank you so much for being around the podcast. Thank you so much for being in the chat. Thank you so much for supporting constantly. Just like and subscribe. Just love on it. Go to Twitch. Follow it. Go to YouTube. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Just turn it on. Play it for a little bit. Get the views up. Try to get a little bit of some love on that action. Help us out tremendously. Other than what you do already by being a part of the chat. Trying to still find some sponsors. You want to hit us up on the sponsorship. Hit us up. $ Coach Grizzle at Mass Braves. I think it's Venmo at Mass Braves. And then Cash App $ Coach Grizzle. So if you want to hit us up there on the Venmo or Cash App, please hit us up there. And you can hit us up on all social media markets as well. Outlets, whatever you want to call them. TikTok, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, X, Instagram, Straight Flexing, all those places there. Just hit at Coach Grizzle TV, at Guathney Chad. You'll find us there. I'm out of here. Everyone, please enjoy yourselves. Enjoy yourselves. We're going to try to be back possibly Wednesday, probably Wednesday night. We'll do a Wednesday or Thursday night because we got to talk about some other things. Just do another podcast. Maybe just do some gaming. Catch another video I'm going to upload as well. I did the 7th day on 7 Days to Die. I made it through. Just to give you some spoilers, I did make it through, but it was a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, a lot of stuff like that. So we're going to try to put that on there as well so you can watch that. And trying to find some good clips out of last week's show and off of this show, obviously. And then we'll have it up on the shorts so you can get a lot of love because the majority of the content is all about the bird. All right, she's not there. Anyway, everyone have a good rest of your night. From the bird, from me, peace.